3E's VIP. Lovely to see all of you here this evening. And for those of you in KL, I hope that the rain hasn't dampened your spirit. But even if it has, I'm sure that the show that we have for you tonight will definitely bring your spirits up as well. So for those of you who are joining us for the first time, you may ask, who is 3E? Well, we are an empowerment specialist. And what we do is we actually help people and companies increase their results by enhancing, empowering, and engaging their talents. So we actually we design programs, and we conduct programs specifically on people development and productivity improvement. What is the VIP? Our VIP was something that we started during the pandemic. So it's our virtual interactive platform. And what we wanted to do was, during the pandemic, we wanted to give an opportunity for everyone to come online, to interact, learn, and take away something that they find would be useful to help them empower their lives further. So we've done a series of workshops, quick talks, demos, and so on. And there is no catch. It's absolutely free. This is our way of also giving back to society. So I believe that today, this is our 28th VIP that we're conducting now. And as you can see, I've conducted some of the sessions. By the way, I'm Sandra, and I'm the MD, founder and MD of 3E. So I've conducted some sessions, but we've also had various types of sessions. We've had guest speakers and so on. Now, for those of you who'd like to actually take a look at some of our past sessions, you may go into any of our social media, into our YouTube channel as well, and view some of the past VIPs. So for those of you who would like to know more about what we do, please do join us on our social media. We're on LinkedIn, Instagram, as well as Facebook. So do come into our social media, like and follow us, and visit our website as well. Okay, so just a couple of housekeeping rules before we start the session. First of all, I hope that although this is an interactive session, and there will be times where you may want to put your mic on and to interact and ask questions or say something, go ahead and do that. But if you're not speaking, please do mute yourself so that we don't pick up any background noise. Thank you so much for being on time. We shall start on time and we shall finish on time. Do turn on your video so that the speakers will be even more excited to speak and interact with you. And I hope that you've come prepared, because there is an amazing amount of tips and goodies that the speakers this evening are going to be sharing with you. I hope that you've got a nice, comfy, quiet place. And last but not least, have fun with us. So tonight, we are so privileged to have two amazing speakers who have kindly agreed to join us all the way from UK. Yes, so we have award-winning speakers, and they are authors, and they are just fantastic speakers. So I'm not going to take the limelight away from them. And because tonight, they're going to talk to you about how can you find your voice in the workplace. So without further ado, I'd now like to invite the first speaker, Elizabeth, to take over. Liz, all over to you.
Thank you so much, Sandra, and thank you to the team at 3E Training for having us and inviting us to be on here. I am so excited. If you are excited, I want to see it in the comments. If you could type something in the chat to show that you're excited, it could be hashtag I'm excited, whatever. Just it could be an emoji of you like jumping and, you know, a happy face, but I want to see something in the chat. If you're excited, let me know you are excited to be here, because I am, and I'm joining you all the way from London. So I want to bring the fire, but I need to know that you want the fire, right? I need to know you want the fire. So I am going to share my screen and I will kick off. Let's get this show started, or let's get this party started. However you want to see it, this could be a party for you. So good evening to everyone that is joining us. I don't know where you're all joining from, so I want to know. Type it in the comments. What city are you joining from? What country are you joining from? I'm joining from London, UK. It's now just after 12 o'clock. So it's afternoon for me. So I can say good afternoon, but I know for some of you, it's evening time. So good evening to all of you. Good evening, good morning. If you're joining us from somewhere where it's in the morning, if you are joining us on Facebook, honestly, a special hello to you. You can tag me and I will come and respond to your comment later on today. So what am I talking about today? I am going to be talking about confidence in the workplace. Before I do so, you are probably thinking, who is this crazy Black woman on my screen? What is she talking about? So I am going to give you a snippet into who I am. So I will share some pictures. And I will tell you a little bit about what I do. So my name is Elizabeth Olujimi. I like to call myself the Thriving Coach, and I am happy for you all to call me the Thriving Coach. It is how I present myself on a business platform. So I actually have a degree in electrical engineering, believe it or not, but I have not worked a day as an electrical engineer. So ladies, don't let anyone limit you to what you can be and who you can be. You can have a degree in one thing and pursue a dream in another thing. That's what I am doing. So I am married. I have an amazing husband. He's in the room here, but I won't let him show his face. I have an amazing husband, Tunji, and an amazing 4-year-old who is literally taking after her mom and dad, and she is the most confident 4-year-old I know. I am based in the UK, like I said, but actually I grew up in a country called Uganda, somewhere in East Africa. I don't know if there's anyone in the room who has visited Uganda before. If you have, put it in the comment section. Let's connect. It would be great to connect with someone who's had some connection with Uganda. What do I actually do? So I run a business called Dare to Believe Coaching Limited, where I do some speaking like I'm doing today. I do speaking in person. I do speaking on screen like I'm doing right now. I also do coaching. Coaching is probably the thing that I love to do the most because I love to poke and provoke people. I love to help people get up from just a mundane life to a life where they are living their dreams, a life where they're pursuing the things that they want to pursue, a life where they are thriving. Hence, the Thriving Coach. So I run various workshops alongside that. I have also been privileged to win some awards along the way, so it means I'm doing something right. I've won some awards on a personal level, and I've also won some awards for my business, which is absolutely amazing. For those that are that have a passion for leadership, you might have heard of someone called John Maxwell. I have been certified through the John Maxwell team as well. So I do a lot on leadership, personal development, communication. And finally, you're probably seeing a magazine on the screen and thinking, what's this magazine cover about? So I had the privilege, and I've had the privilege more than once now of being the front cover of a magazine and actually contributing articles to this magazine. And yes, I did say I am an electrical engineer. I am a qualified electrical engineer, but I am living the life of my dreams now because I have not allowed the world to limit me. I have not allowed the workplace to limit me. Just to give you a brief on my professional life, so I have worked in banking, I have worked in a law firm, I went back to the bank, and eventually I said, enough is enough. I'm stepping out to do what I want to do. I'm stepping out to pursue my dream. So we're talking about confidence. Before we get into it, before we get into confidence, I want us to just lay the foundation. I want us to lay the foundation. So your confidence starts when you realize that you are a person of value and you carry something of value. So we're going to come off mute Those of us in the Zoom room, sorry if you're on Facebook, you can still shout it out wherever you are. But I want us to come off mute, and I want us to just repeat these statements, because this is what I want you to live with today. I want you to go realizing that you're a person of value, because when you are in the workplace, I want you to carry yourself like a person of value. I want you to walk into that boardroom like a person of value, someone who is confident, who doesn't care what people think, and you are just pursuing what you need to pursue. So when we are ready, I'm going to give us a countdown. It might not be as great as the countdown we had when we were starting, but I'm going to give us a countdown. So I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, go, and we will say the statement. So we need to say, I am a person of value. I carry something of value. So are we ready? Ladies, are we ready? Just type, I am ready in the chat. I am ready. I am ready. I am ready. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get something in the chat. Let's get buzzing in there. Okay, so ready? 3, 2, 1, go. I am a person of value. Something of value. How did that feel? How did you feel saying that? Type in the chat. Let's know how you felt. And don't worry, I am going to read the chat. I'm telling you to type in there, and I'm going to chase up to see what you are writing. And if I see that you've not typed anything, I'll add some more fire. I'll add some more fire. But let's get going. So this is the foundation that we're starting with. I am a person of value. I carry something of value. And I want us to really let this sink in, because if you are going to be confident in the workplace, you need to realize that you are valuable. You are in the position that you are in because when they employed you, they saw something valuable about you. It wasn't just that you're a beautiful woman. There was more to it. There was more to it. So there is more to who you are than just your beauty. Beauty and brains, that's the package you have. You are a person of value. You carry something of value. You need to start believing it, and you need to walk in it. You need to realize that this is who I am, and actually just own it. Own it. Own it. So thank you everyone that's already putting comments. I'm seeing the comments, and I am excited. There's people in here that really believe they're people of value. I absolutely love that. Okay, let's get on with this. Okay, so before we go into it, what is the situation like today? I did some research, and I realized that we talk a lot about women not being confident in the workplace and the fact that there's not enough women in leadership, so what about that? So I did some research into it, and I looked into it and just decided, let me see what's out there. What are people saying? So you can find the article on managementtoday.co.uk, but this is based on research that was carried out. And they found that 76% of women lack confidence on a regular basis. And only 20% of these women say that they rarely lack confidence. So that means the majority of the time they're lacking confidence. They're walking around the boardroom, they're walking around the office, lacking confidence. That's a problem. That's a problem we need to address. And for some of them, they might dress confident, they might appear confident. You know, when they say do the power pose, yeah, they might do the power pose, but they might not necessarily feel confident. If I was to ask you today, do you have a power pose? Can you do a power pose? Can you show me your power pose? I can show you one, You have to walk in the room with your power pose and just feel confident. But beyond feeling confident, we need to understand that it starts from deep within. It starts from deep within. So some more research that was carried out by an organization, Ipsos. And this organization, I want to believe is based in Malaysia, but I'm not entirely sure. But they had some statistics, particularly on Malaysia. So if there's no Malaysians in the room, my apologies, but I believe that we have more Malaysians in here. So what was this statistics saying? So this statistics was about women in the workplace, and they realized that there were 3 main issues that affect women in the workplace, and this is globally. And it was sexual harassment was one of the issues, sexual violence, and physical violence. However, with Malaysians, there was a bit more to it. It was a bit more to it. So one of the issues that affects women in Malaysia in the workplace is the equality issue faced by women. So being able to balance work and caring responsibilities, gender stereotypes, those were some of the issues that were affecting us. And also people realize that there's not much support out there for pregnant women, for new mothers, and just the lack of leadership. the lack of leadership of women in workplaces, and that's an issue. That's an issue, because if there's a young lady that's aspiring to lead an organization, but she doesn't see any women above her, or she doesn't see any women in top positions, it's going to affect her confidence. And I don't know about you. I want you to think about the work environment you're in, the work environment you're in today. Are there lots of women at the top? If I was to say, list for me the top 10 female CEOs that you know, would you be able to come up with a list of 10? Or would you even struggle? Ladies, we need to be confident. We deserve a place at the top. It doesn't matter what anyone has told you. You deserve a place at the top. Enough is enough. We can have a position at the top too. Yes, as women, we go through different stages in life, and sometimes we need to take time out. Sometimes we need to focus more on family and less on work, and that can affect our position in the office, in the workplace. But nonetheless, that doesn't reduce your value. That doesn't take away your value. Now, this morning, in fact, just literally before we started, I looked at some more research. So this is one that nobody else has seen, I think. But it was research carried out by Women's Aid Organization. And this was, it was in 2020, so not in 2002, but in 2020, excuse my typo there. But this was particular to Malaysia. And it literally stated that 47% of women were asked about their marital status during a job interview. Now, why are we being asked about our marital status in a job interview? Why? Why should we be asked about that? But in relation to that, it also said that while 1 in every 5 women were questioned on their ability to perform certain tasks as a woman. Now, I found that particular statement very disturbing. Why am I being asked about my ability to perform certain tasks because I'm a woman? If I'm going to be doing the same job as men and you're interviewing me for it, why are you, why does my gender come into question in terms of the ability of things that I can do? That's a problem. That's a problem. Now, society can have all the problems that it wants to have. We might not be able to change everyone in society, but we can start by dealing with ourselves. So that's why today we're focusing, or I'm focusing on dealing with your confidence, because if we get you confident, if we help you to boost your confidence, you can go out there and change what society thinks about women. You can go out there and change what society thinks about you. So it doesn't matter what society is saying today, but if we can help ourselves boost our confidence, we can go out there with a different level of confidence and face the world. Now, I want us to examine ourselves. Do some searching deep within you. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you? On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being, I am super confident, I can take on the world, I am superwoman. And 0 being, actually, I am not confident at all. And I want you to be as honest with yourself as you can be, because this is to help you. This is to help you. I've got a 10 in the room. Okay. We are dealing with some super women in here. Wow. Okay. Yeah. 9, 10, 5 to 6. My job here is done. Sandra, I think I'm going to stop here because the women are already confident. I don't need to go on. Wow. Do you know what? I love the fact that you're even confident to put in the chat that you are a 10. That's confidence in itself. So thank you, ladies. Thank you. I know not everyone has written, so maybe you're not so confident to write anything in there, but that's fine. And if, as we're talking, your confidence level changes and you feel more confident to type something, then type it in there. Don't be shy. Don't let the moment pass you by. Okay. Again, confidence starts when you realize you're a person of value. You carry something of value. Not all women want to be confident in Malaysia. Oh, we are going to deal with that. We are going to deal with that at some point. Okay. Because we need them to be confident, whether they want to or they don't want to. We need them to be confident. And one of the reasons why we need our women to be confident is because we need our girls to be confident. We need to be concerned about the next generation. So if you don't do it for yourself, do it for the next generation. If you don't boost your confidence for yourself, boost your confidence so the next generation can look up to you. So the next generation can look and say, my auntie, my mom, she did this. My grandma, she did this. She had no fear in the world. She was confident enough to step into positions where men were dominating. She was confident enough to stand up and speak as a woman. So if you don't want to do it for yourself, do it for your next generation. Do it for the little girls around you, the little girls in school. So it's not just about you. This confidence thing, when we're talking about confidence of women in the marketplace, you're not fighting a situation for yourself. You're setting the tone for the next generation. So don't just think about where you are today. Think about who is coming tomorrow. Think about them, please. Think about our young girls. Okay, so some of the issues that affect our confidence. I'm going to go through some issues, but while I'm going through some of these issues, I want you to type in the comments, what is at least one thing that has affected your confidence in the past? So one of the issues that affects women is past experiences. So the things that we have been through, and it could be things that we have been through in a personal level, and it could be things that we have been through in the workplace as well. It affects our confidence. Maybe the way you were spoken to, maybe you experienced some sexual harassment in the workplace. And so because of that, you've lost your confidence. Or maybe someone spoke to you in a way that was very demeaning, in a way that made you question who you are, your value, and what you carry. Because what people say can also affect our confidence. It can affect our confidence. But the key is not to allow it to, because we allow these things. We allow them. We give them permission. But today I want you to take back that permission. I want you to take back that permission. Lack of knowledge. So sometimes we think, I'm not knowledgeable enough. I don't have the qualifications. I don't have the degree. I've not studied for 10 years. I've not done this. I've not done that. And because of that, we lack confidence. Comparisons. We look at our colleagues, our female colleagues, or even male colleagues. I don't know why sometimes there's a thing about women. We like to fight each other. We like to fight each other. So we look at our sister doing well, we look at our colleagues doing well, and we say, we start to lose our own confidence. Instead of helping each other to rise, instead of working together, collaborating so we can lift each other up, we're comparing each other. And because we are doing that, we are stepping on our confidence. That needs to stop. That needs to stop. Sometimes it's the environment that we are in, the environment we have grown up in, even the workplace that we are in. The environment of our workplace can affect us. If you work in an environment that is predominantly male dominated, it can affect your confidence. The conversations that will be going in the room might not even be appropriate for you to be in the room. So that alone will mean that you don't get so involved in the office conversations going on. So our environment is so important. Self-esteem, what you are thinking about yourself, what you have believed about yourself. If you don't believe that there is value on you, that you carry value, that you're a person of value, your confidence will be lacking. You walk into a room with your shoulders bent. You won't even put your head up. You'll be wearing some dull colors every time. You won't want to shine. You won't want to be seen. You will want to hide in a little corner somewhere. That has to end. We need to start seeing value in ourselves. We need to start believing the best in ourselves. Another issue is our culture. The culture that we have grown up in, the culture that is around us can affect our confidence, because sometimes our cultures make us believe that women don't have a place, or that the place of the woman is in the home, is in the kitchen, is raising children, and that's it. But that doesn't have to be the norm for you, and that doesn't have to be the thing that pulls down on your confidence. Fear is one of the biggest things that will affect our confidence. We're scared of what people are going to say about us. We're scared of what our children are going to say about us, what our spouses are going to say about us, what our managers are going to say about us. Why? Ladies, if you want a promotion, go for it. If you want a better position in the workplace, go for it. Don't let anything stop you. Don't let anything stand in your way. Fear is just false evidence appearing real. It's not real, it's imagined. Just step out and do what you need to do. Step out and be the person that you need to be. And for some of us, it's our faith. Our faith affects our confidence because of the faith that has affected our upbringing. It affects our home. It affects our society, even our culture. And sometimes our faith has limited us as women. I say this, I come from a Christian faith, and I know that there's some parts of the Bible that talk about women, having to be covered. Women, it talks about women in certain ways, and there's some people that today hold on to that. There are some places that if I went to speak, some people would find issue with it because I'm a woman. But guess what? I have the gift of speaking. I'm not going to let that stop me. I'm going to be confident. I'm going to own my space. I'm going to speak if I want to speak. I'm not going to let it stop me. Jermaine, thank you for sharing your experience. You were passed by a promotion and you had to quit your job. That's not fair. That shouldn't have to happen to us just because we are women. We shouldn't have to give up on the job of our dreams just because of who we are. That's not fair. That's wrong. That's wrong. And Jermaine, thank you for being so open and vulnerable and sharing your experience. This discrimination has to end. We have to put an end to it. And that's why I'm glad there's some men in the room, because they will help us to spread the message. They will help us to spread the word that we need to put an end to discrimination in the workplace. But in order for us to put an end to that, we as women need to rise up with our confidence. We need to be more confident so we can have the confidence to fight. So we can have the confidence to fight the discrimination, to say no, to put the boundaries in place. You are a person of value. You carry something of value. Regardless of the male-dominated environment that you are in, you are carrying something of value. And I want you to remember that. One of my mentors, John Maxwell, said something. If you put small value on yourself, rest assured the world will not raise the price. If you want to become the person you have the potential to be, you must believe you can. So ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be seen as a person of value, you need to believe that there is value on the inside of you. And you need to walk like you believe it. You need to talk like you believe it. You need to dress like you believe it. Don't just say it. Don't just write about it. Don't just speak it in the mirror, but be it. Put it on. Put on that value every single day and walk confidently in it. Because the world is looking at you. And the value you're placing on yourself is the value that they are going to place on you. So raise your value. Change the way that you see yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I was thinking about how we can be more confident. And I thought I will run with the theme of 3E training. So I went for 3 E's. So we're going to go through those 3 E's. So the first E, establish your value. What do I mean? I mean, you need to identify your value. What are the things that you are good at? Identify your value, because in the workplace, one of the things you're going to thrive in is the things that you're good at. So are you a great communicator? Are you great at leadership? What are the skills? Critical thinking, is that one of your best skills? So identify, what am I good at? What can I do any day, any minute, any hour? What can I shine in? Because I don't want you to just shine in your weaknesses. I want you to shine in your strengths. So understand what is the value, what is the goodness about you? What do you bring to the table? Ladies, if I asked you, what do you bring to the table? If I was offering you a job, right? If I was offering you a job, I have a global company and I would love to have you women on board. If I asked you, Kirubai, Ritag, Sumitra, Sandra, what do you bring to the table? What would you say? Do you even know how to answer the question? Have you ever thought about it? Establish your value. Identify what it is about you that this company needs. What is it about you? that they need. Another E that you need to think about is embracing your value. So once you've established it, you've identified it, embrace it. Embrace it. So if you're a great communicator, embrace the fact that you're a great communicator and actually thrive in roles that require, that ask for that. Oh, I like this. Oh, I think Jermaine needs an award. She's like, the communication that is coming, the engagement that is coming. All of you are asleep. Jermaine takes the show. Wow, thank you, thank you. Compassion, leadership, problem solving. Now, there might be someone on here that needs someone with your skills, Jermaine. So don't be surprised if someone approaches you and says, I need you in my business. Ladies, get involved, say something. So embrace your value, identify it, embrace it, own it. When they're looking for leaders, raise your hand. Say, I'm a leader and I am here to lead. I will do it. Embrace it. Embrace your value. And the last one, excel in your value. And when I say excel in your value, shine in your value. Shine in your strength. Shine in who you are. Identify, embrace it, and shine in it. Let the world know that you were here. Let the world know you were here, ladies. They need to know that you were here, that Sandra was here, that Rita was here, that Kirubai was here. The world needs to know, because the world needs your imprint. The world needs your legacy, and your confidence will determine how strong your legacy will be. So establish it, embrace it, excel in it. Why? Because you're a person of value. You carry something of value. Regardless of what people have said to you in the past, you carry something of value. So, ladies, I'm literally just rounding up now. And we're going to say this again. And I hope that something has struck you. I hope something has stayed with you. I hope something has, like a light bulb, has clicked in your mind. So we're going to come off mute and we're going to say it again. We're going to say the statements again. And I want us to say it with a bit more confidence this time, a bit more conviction, like we really believe what we are saying. So are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready, ladies?
Yes, we are.
Awesome. Awesome. Ooh, I like that. Yes. 3, 2, 1, go. I am a person of value.
I am a person
I
of
carry
value.
something of value.
I carry something of value.
Yes, we carry the value. We are of value.
Awesome. 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 Now, I'm going to come off stage and pass on the mic. Yes, this is a stage. I'm going to pass on the mic to Kirubai. But before I pass on the mic to Coach Kirubai, I want everyone in the room to type at least one thing that they're taking away from this conversation. One thing from the things that I have said, one thing that has either light bulb moment or something that has just struck you. Just type it. And the more I see comments coming in, then I will hand over. Otherwise, I'm going to stay here because I'm enjoying myself. I am enjoying myself and I will stay here. So let's get some more comments coming. Yes, I am a person of value. Treasure our value. Never give up. Be you. Yes, be you. Come on. Yes, be you. Awesome. Awesome. I am a person of value. I like that. Ladies, let's be a bit faster. Come on, type those statements in there. Type those statements in there. My value is precious and I am blessed. Be me. I'm a person of value. I carry something of value. Awesome. Yes. If there's one thing you take away today, I want you to realize that when you are in that workplace, you are bringing something of value to the table. Embrace. Shine in it. Shine in it. Now I'm going to introduce my amazing friend, Coach Kirubai. She's like a big sister to me, but she's also like a friend. She's also like a mom. And honestly, she helps me to be a better version of myself. So Kirubai, I'm going to pass over to you. And ladies, can we just do something? Can we come off mute and just like applaud as she comes on? Not just the emoji for clapping, but let's actually just give her a clap to encourage her. Come on. Let's do it. Awesome. Over to you, Coach Kirubai.
Wow, that was amazing. I caught the fire. And ladies and gentlemen, let me share my screen. Coach Elizabeth, awesome, 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 awesome. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for embracing us with your presence, and thank you 3E for this platform that we can share our thoughts. We are here to be a blessing to you. And once again, women in this room, we want to acknowledge and we want to bless you, and we want to say Happy International Women's Day. And for the men who are here today, kudos to you for your support. So we embrace your support, because without you, we can't exist, and without the women, you can't exist. So its coexistence is important. So we want to give you the recognition today, and we thank you once again. And today I'm going to take you one step further to be the voice of assertiveness in your workplace. So my name is Kirubai Kahut, and I'm called the Personal Transformation Coach, third generation Indian, born in Malaysia, now living in the UK. And as recent as 2 weeks ago, I found out there is a name to this for 3 different transitions, which is called third culture kid. So sometimes I'm like, oh, where am I? But you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles. I have been moved. So I've been carrying different cultures, and I am so happy that I'm a Malaysian, because we Malaysians, we embrace so many cultures. And ladies and gentlemen, please engage on the chat with my my coach Elizabeth, my coordinator for this chat, because you know I'm not very good with multitasking. So please, Coach Elizabeth, please help me. So please say what your ethnicity is, because we are here because we embrace diversity and inclusion. We want to include all of you, and that's what makes Malaysia so unique. When you go out there, people say, where are you from? I say, I'm a Malaysian. Oh, I love the food. Suka makan, 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 makan. They love it. They know the word makan. So here I am from a banking industry. I thought I will search out my own creativity. And I knew there was something more within me, that just not behind a desk doing customer service, engaging with clients. But I discovered myself after leaving the bank 20 years. And this is what I have discovered, that I'm a people person. I love people. I love to impart. I love impartation, and I like to empower. So today, one of the things that I personally had to go through is, because I went through sexual abuse when I was young, I had to start searching out myself. I had to empower myself. I didn't sit in that hole and say, oh, me, my poor me, this is me. I lacked confidence. So now I work with women and their confidence. And that's why I retrained myself when I came to the UK with the image consultancy company. And I'm a trained Color Me Beautiful image consultant when I work with women and their confidence. And now with the packaging of John Maxwell's teaching and Color Me Beautiful, I work with the women from inside out. I love working with men and their personal branding. Men, you're not left out. And I take charge of my life as I would help others taking charge of their lives. So I received an award last year from She Awards UK, which is a local award organization, where I was awarded for my story, Abuse to Abundance. So it was a remarkable woman's award, and I'm so proud of it. And because of my story, today I can be effective and help women. So one of the things that I personally have struggled in workplace is not being assertive. Working in the banking industry in Malaysia is not easy, and it is a male-dominant industry. So with that, I thought, with the voice, the women need to be heard. Women, you need to be heard. Your voice makes a difference in Malaysia, in the UK, in Singapore, any parts of the world. Your voice needs to be heard, but your voice needs to be heard with a positive tone. So what is assertiveness? Assertiveness is not being passive. Lots of us, including myself, I was very passive. And it is not being aggressive, but assertiveness is that embracing of your voice to say with clarity, with being candid, being honest, with being direct, and consideration, being respectful of the other person. So being assertive is your portion. You can embrace assertiveness without being brash, without being intolerant, without being bossy. Yeah, lots of us are very, very like to boss around. No, you can be assertive without being bossy, without being condescending, without being passive. So on the chat, please be honest. Are you passive? Are you aggressive? Or are you assertive? So my coach Elizabeth is going to keep an eye on the chat. So we're going to move on. So the 3 C's will be clarity, candid, and consideration. So when you have these 3 components to assertiveness, it is highly important and highly commending to be assertive. So this was a recent as 2021 research that was done by the World Bank, and said 51.19% of the workforce, female workforce, is in Malaysia. Can you imagine that? And I think I need to applaud this, because women, give a tap on your back and say, well done, women, because you guys are the great multitask. The percentage dropped a little bit, the percentage dropped a little bit the year 2021. Probably a lot of them resigned and worked from home with the pandemic and all. But you know what? You all are still acing it. Workforce, from the managerial level, from leadership level, from ground roots level, you guys are acing it. And that is amazing. And that shows that you all are important to the economy of Malaysia. Yahoo! And I believe because you can wear many different hats, you all are important. Many do not multitask, but I know from what I saw my mother do. She was a working woman, but she was multitasking all the time. And you have that inherent gift in you to multitask. So what's in your toolbox? So being assertive, now we have established assertiveness. So women, to embrace assertiveness and not being brash, what is in your toolkit? Okay, pause for a moment and think about this. I'm going to introduce my friend today. I have a friend here with me. Coming up, friend, coming up, friend, coming up, friend. Can you see my friend? Okay, this is Miss Barbie, but she's Miss European Barbie. I couldn't get an Asian Barbie. So Miss Barbie is here to demonstrate something that I'm talking about is what in your toolkit. So how to be assertive. Let's say we have a scenario here that we're going to go and see our boss. The scenario is you are at the workplace and you are with your boss, and you're going to ask your boss a promotion. Is that Jermaine? Jermaine, we're going to talk about you because you went in and you asked for a promotion, but your boss didn't give you. He lost a good employee. I'm sure, because you're very assertive. I can see the way you write, you're assertive. So this might be a walk in the park for you, but I want to reiterate that assertiveness is something that you need to keep in your toolkit. Okay, so the first thing is when you walk into the room to your boss and you say, boss, can I have a chat with you? So your eye contact is very, very important. And Miss Barbie is wearing glasses so she can see better, good vision. So Miss Barbie is looking straight into the boss's eyes with respect, and she's saying, hey boss, I need to talk to you. Can you help me? And the boss might say, with sincerity, the boss might say, Miss Barbie, can you take a seat? Okay, boss. So Miss Barbie goes and sits on the chair, and there she goes and she says, she might sit like this, sit like this, head down. Is that a good assertive pose? No. So what is the second point in your toolbox might be your body language. Your body language has to show that you are confident. And let's put Miss Barbie's head straight. So Miss Barbie flicks her hair and sits on the chair very confidently and say, boss, can you look at me? You are commanding your boss to look at you. So body language is very, very important when you are going in to ask for a promotion, and that's a sign of assertiveness. Okay, ladies, we're moving on to your voice. How is your voice being heard? Oh, I takut lah, tak boleh cakap lah, mama. If you're going to talk like that, cannot, under your breath, even your boss will say, why? Hey, like tikus. Why this person talking like tikus? Your voice has to be projected. You have to speak calmly, and you need to speak with a convincing voice. So how are we going to speak with a convincing voice? So we're going to unmute for a minute, all of you, and you're going to say, I have an assertive voice. Okay, everybody unmute. Unmute. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I
have an assertive voice.
I am assertive.
I am
assertive.
And I am learning some assertiveness through my toolkit.
I am learning assertiveness through my toolkit.
I'm sure you have all these things in your toolkit. So I'm going to put Barbie down because Barbie is tired. She's a bit tired today. So the next step is timing. It's all about timing and how you approach your boss. If your boss has a bad day in his home with his wife, his children, that's not a good time to go and ask for your promotion, for maybe a sabbatical leave. But you know what? You have the instincts to see and gauge your boss's mood, right? You all are all intelligent women working in an establishment. You know, God has created women with extra senses, and that is intuition. And I believe you can rely on your intuition to be assertive, to know the right timing when you're going to approach your boss or your superiors for that promotion that you needed. Now we're going to the keys. Always be ready with your key points. He might ask you, hey, come on, why do you think you should reserve this? Why should you need this promotion? So that is, you need to have your points on your fingers, your key points. So I am going to ask you to put on your chat, what are the key points that you would consider yourself that needing that promotion? Is somebody out there who needs a promotion, or are you going to fight for what it is deserving? You cannot give up your rice bowl simply because your boss doesn't like you or your HR people don't like you, because that is your rice bowl. But if at all you leave that job, but you know you have done your job well and you are being assertive, why not? Why not? Why not? Malaysian women, rise up this time, because I was not assertive when I was in the banking industry, and I lost a lot of promotion. And even in the area of my abuse, I wasn't assertive enough to say no is no. I just took it on because for fear. Oh, fear is another thing. So let's break this darkness over our lives. Let's break this from ourselves and say, from today onwards, I want to be assertive in all the areas, all these areas. Your personal branding. Okay, personal branding is very, very important, because look at Barbie. She's dressed up nicely. She's got the right accessories, wearing a lovely lipstick and glasses, and she looks very presentable. Some of us go to work not looking presentable, and that is not a good feeling. It doesn't make you feel confident. It doesn't make you feel that you want to be loved, because if you love yourself, you would want to take care of yourself. And part of personal branding is self-love. And today, I think all of you need to love yourself, because you have made a difference in society. You have made a difference in families. You have made a difference through relationships. And that is all the positives that you can have in your toolkit to be that assertive person. So are you assertive or not, ladies? I think you are. Yes, that's great. So this is just an overview of being assertive, because I speak from my point of view where I have gone through. But today, you can't stop my mouth from talking. My husband says, did I marry an Asian woman, or is she somebody else from some other planet? Because he can't stop me from talking. I never let an argument go, because I want to be assertive, but respectfully, lovingly, and also with a lot of passion, that I will put my case across to my husband, to anyone, or anyone can't step over me or jump over me or put me down, because you know what? I am a person of value. I am a person of value. So some of the techniques on how to approach assertiveness if there is something negative thrown at you. So you always need to consider, I meaning don't blame shift somebody. Don't blame. You didn't do that. Sometimes you fight with our spouses. You didn't do that. You didn't do that to the children. You didn't give me enough money. But that is not a place. Even in the office scenario, it's always say, I need you to help me. I need this done. Could you help me? Could you? When you take it personally, take ownership, I think people will come around and say, I will help you. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, you will agree when you put it to yourself and say, I need your help. I think they will come around. Asking for help is not showing weakness. Women, when it's time to ask for help, please do. All right? So repetition. Why is repetition so important? Repeating and communicating with calmness and not getting flustered, not losing the point and getting emotional. Oh, we all are emotional beings. Who agrees to that? Are you an emotional being? Put it on the chat.
No.
Yeah, we all are. But you know, in certain circumstances, you cannot bring emotion into the picture. You have to be very clear-headed. Put your thinking cap on and see how you're going to get around the situation. And you know what? You can be the winner, because it is already inbuilt in you, how you're going to be calm and collective and speaking to the point. Fogging, like yesterday I was sharing in the dry run. Fogging is not the fogging machine that they bring to your house for Nyamo Aedes. It's not that fogging. Fogging is basically not being defensive. Fogging is a word of communication. Do not be defensive. We always want to be defensive. And this is something I have tried and I'm trying when somebody points something out to me, I don't want to jump into being defensive. Take a deep breath and think about it and say, why is this person telling this to me? And giving some time to just think and see that I don't want to be defensive. I want to be proactive with this statement. So ladies and gents, don't go around fogging. Just be that person who is going to be assertive. Negative inquiries. This can always happen when you're working closely with someone. They might say something to you very, very genuinely because they want to bring some clarity within your life and to help you. So when the person says, I think you are selfish, I think you're being very calculative, don't take it offensively. Think about it without any judgment. Just think about it and say, so do you think I am like that? Help me understand why. What is that statement that you are talking about that supporting your belief? Think about it. Why is that person saying? Or ask for clarity, ask for clarification, and with respectfully, they will share their thoughts. So, ladies, we are always going through negative inquiry in our homes, in our workplace, with our families, with our partners in business, even in a board meeting. There might be some things like this arising, but we need to be prepared, always prepared. So moving on to negative assertion. What is negative assertion all about? It's accepting it without fighting it. You know you have made a mistake. You have made or you have done something wrong. Don't run away from, don't omit, but accept. Don't omit, but accept, because that shows a sign of grace over your life, that you're gracefully accepting your mistakes and saying, yes, I have done this wrong. So how am I going to overcome this? See, when somebody brings a negative comment towards you, when you accept it, it shows that you are a bigger person. So ladies and gents, these are some of the techniques that, you can adapt. I'm just giving you bite sizes because these are very deep things that go into our psychology. And the last but not least is meeting someone halfway. Sometimes the art of negotiation is very, very, it's a crucial thing in our lives. Negotiating with children, especially, I know those who have children, negotiating with children and coming to a midway, meeting coming to a compromise. So even in your workplace, in your place of business, you can always negotiate. But you know what? Do not throw away that relationships. Relationships are so important. By building a relationship in the office or in the home front, in our play, in everything, it all bases, because assertiveness is basically building relationships and not tearing it down. So ladies, I want to encourage you, men, I want to encourage you, embrace assertiveness in such a way and pull through this life of yours without having the stress of holding on to grudges, without having, what should I say? If you find someone jealous of you, go and speak to that person and say, why do I feel like this? Because I know Adeline put that word jealousy. One of the things jealousy can break or make a relationship. So friends, those who are on this platform, I've just given you all snippets, little tricks and traits of being assertive. Assertiveness can be carried throughout your life and can be taught to little children and can be taught to your talk to your subordinates in your office and people that you work together and build a relationship together. And together we build, because Malaysia Boleh, we can build our women, and 3E is doing such a great job empowering women. And we can be that assertive women starting from grassroots to the boardroom. Thank you very much. Thank you once again. And we are here to answer questions, and we love to hear from you. Thank you for engaging on the chat, and I will have a look at the chat now. Thank you once again.
Great. Thank you so much, Kirubai, Coach Kirubai and Liz. Weren't they amazing? Yeah, I'm sure, I mean, looking at the responses that we got in the chat, that all of y'all are also fired up as well. So before we proceed with the question and answer, the Q&A session, can we just request that all of you put your camera on so that we could take a group photo, please? Because I'm sure we're all very honored to be able to take this group photo with these two amazing coaches. Gentlemen, especially, I'm sure the ladies would love to take a look at you as well. So if you could also have your, don't be shy. Thank you, Dr. Cherry and Krishan and Ellie. Hi, Severin.
Hi. Hello.
Okay,
Thank you
so
very, very much.
Yes, let's take a group photo. Everyone, big smiles. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And if you have any questions, you may unmute yourself and ask a question, or you can also post your questions to the chat as well.
Thank you, madam. I am Dr. Severin. It was a very enjoyable session, I would say. And being the president also of AACC, Asia Africa Chamber of Commerce, I take this opportunity to thank you all. And I, in fact, very, very proud to say, please have more talks and more seminars and more voice out about women. I think by creating, voicing, and we create more awareness. And we will be having in AACC another program coming up. And I will get I'll get Dr. Sherry to share the brochure and all that, which you could pass on to your people. It's on for tomorrow. And thank you once again. And if we can be of more help, and your ideas about assertiveness, about being there, about being a woman and fighting for your rights, very diplomatically, we can definitely win the game in life, and we can be better people. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Severin. Okay, so I have 3 quick questions here. So the first question is for Liz. Taking from your, coming from your first slide itself, what if a person does not feel confident, if they feel that they have no value to bring to the room? What would your advice be to them, Coach Liz?
Wow, that's a good question. It's a good place to start. One of the things that I like people to do when I'm helping people with their confidence is I give them an assignment. I say, you know, write down 10 things that you are most proud of. So write down 10 things that you're most proud of. It might not be big things. It could just be small things. I'm a mother. I woke up today. You know, life has kicked me in all mannerisms, but I'm still here. That's always the place I start, because sometimes we think that there is nothing good about us. But if we look at our list of things that we have achieved, it will help us to understand that actually the fact that you are where you are today shows that there is something of value in you, and you just need to start recognizing it and owning it. So I tell women, I say, write a list of 10 things. Start with 10. If you can do more than 10, awesome, but start there and keep that list in front of you. It can be something that you stick on the mirror to remind yourself, and use it as a power list. So every day, go look at that list, remind yourself, these are the things I'm most proud of. These are things that I've achieved along my journey. And that's a way to start, because we go through life We go through different things and people say different things, situations happen, and that affects how we feel. It affects how we look at ourselves. But we need to start doing the work deep within. So if, for example, you have been through situations in life that have been very traumatic, that have left you with a severe lack of confidence, it might be a case that maybe you need to get some counseling so you can get over and heal through those things. And then you need to start painting a better picture of yourself. Start seeing the beauty in you. Start seeing the good in you. So start with a power list, and that will help you. It's very basic, but it's one that if you take time to do it and actually take the time to read it out. Read it out. And if you can read it out in front of people, in front of a mirror, telling the lady that you are looking at, and tell that lady, I am proud of you because. I am proud of you because. List 10 things. Start there. And that will help you. And yes, Jermaine, a gratitude list. It's similar to a gratitude list. But in this case, you're specifically saying, I am proud of you. So I could do it for myself, for example, and say, Elizabeth, I am proud of you for coming and speaking on this platform today. That's one thing that I can be proud of. The fact that I made it and I came here and I spoke, it shows that I carry some sort of value. So when we care to look back and reflect on the journey that we have had, where we are in life, it will help us to start to see the value in ourselves. I hope that answers the question.
Yes, thanks very much, Coach Liz. I mean, it's very true. As we help youth to also try to discover the kind of careers they should embark on, one of the exercises we do is to get them to even look back to school days, because we tend to take that for granted in terms of the good moments that we had in school and the things that we did well, even in school as a young person. So your power list is definitely, a very, very powerful tool itself. So thank you for that. Coach Kirubai, you talked about assertiveness. What happens if there are individuals who are oversensitive, and at work, when you actually give them constructive criticism, as you mentioned, some people are very defensive and they're oversensitive. So how can one get over that and be more assertive?
Thank you for the question, Sandra. I have always been asked this question because I was that kind of a person, very oversensitive. But truth be told, ladies and gents, when you are oversensitive, it is your ego that is being bruised. When you come to a place of wanting to learn, want to better yourself, and be that person of value, it has to work from the inside. It is not makeup on the front, but inside all rotten and rubbish, because those oversensitive, egocentric manners will eat you up, will kill you. It is like cancer. So my personal advice is deal with it. So that's why I call myself a personal transformation coach inside out. I work on the inside, the character, the attitudes, the nature that needs to transform. We all come from stinky natures. Come on. We can't run away from that. I'm being brutally honest here. Brutally honest. I'm sorry, but I'm very brutal. Lots of us lose out in life's achievements, lose out on life's blessings because our ego becomes such a bolt in our lives. So take that bolt out, put it aside, and start working on yourself. And this is personal development.
Right.
Personal development. Empowering yourself to be that better person, the person of value. I hope that answers the question.
Yes, it does, definitely. I remember it struck a memory where someone told me that if somebody's comment hurts us, just ask two questions. Number one, is it a fact? Is what they're saying a fact? Yeah. Or is it something that's hurting our ego?
Yes.
So if it's a fact, work on it. If it's something that's hurting our ego, kick ourselves out, and get that ego out itself. Yeah. Okay. And now for my final question, it could be addressed to any one of you. And that is that I often hear managers say that they do give their women employees opportunities to lead, but the women don't step up. Yeah. And it's just like a lot of women entrepreneurs, once their business tends to grow and it gets bigger, they will bring their brother or their husband or a male partner in because they just don't feel confident enough to manage the business on their own. So any advice for that?
Elizabeth, would you like to go first? And I will add on to that question. Yeah.
I would say that one of the things that we have to start doing is taking the limits off of ourselves. Don't limit yourself in any way, shape, or form. Opportunity comes when we are prepared. So if there is something that you want to achieve, something that you want to aspire to, start preparing for it. Start preparing for it. So if you want to run a business that has a global reach, start preparing for it. Start connecting with people across the world. Start acting like someone who is in that position before the position comes. And when the opportunity comes, you don't even have to think about it. It will be staring you in the face. You have no option but to take it. Now we shouldn't be scared of being at the top either.
Mm.
We deserve the position. We deserve that place. We have earned it. We have earned it. Ladies, you have earned it.
Mm-hmm.
You have earned that promotion. You have earned that top business. You have earned it. So if the opportunity comes, yes, there might be some fear. There might be a bit of imposter syndrome, like, I don't deserve to be here. But you need to remind yourself, I have come this far. And the fact that this opportunity has come in front of me means that there is something that this opportunity has identified in me, that it has come to me. So take the limits off of yourself. Aim for the top, reach for the top, prepare for the top, and you will get to the top.
Let me put a spin on this. I think most of us do not want to take that leadership role is fear of failure. That again, it's hitting your pride.
Yeah.
And failure is something that we all go through in our lives. And if we fail, pick up ourselves and keep running the race. Who is it to tell you you're a failure? Because you're born to win. You're born for such a time as this to win that race that is put before you, leaving your past behind and looking forward to the goal that is ahead of you. So do not fear failure. Do not fear failure at all. It's okay. You might just lose money, but failing brings experience, and that experience accelerates to your greatness. So ladies and gents here, do not fear to fail. And
wonderful advice. Yes.
Yeah, can I just recommend a book that I always love recommending, that it's a great, those who are fearing fail, I can't find it here, but those who fear failure, a good book to read is Failing Forward by John C. Maxwell. It's an excellent book. It taught me a lot because I was in that scenario, fearing to take up things and run with it. So let me keep my mouth shut.
Thank you so much once again, Coach Liz and Coach Kirubai. I'm sure if there's one takeaway that all of us can take from today's session and implement this International Women's Day is to really treasure ourselves, yeah, to know our value and not be afraid to take that value out to help and make a difference in this world. Yeah. So thank you so much. Now, for those of you who would like to know what's upcoming in our next VIP. Okay, so the next session will be Build Your New Business in this new normal era. Okay, and that's going to be on March 21st. And our speaker is going to be an experienced trainer called Daniel Chua. So an experienced business trainer is coming to talk to you about how can you actually build your new business in this new normal era. Okay, so also at 8 o'clock. And in April, we are doing something different. We have a trainer, Noshila Abdullah, who's actually going to be conducting a lunch session. And it's going to be a bilingual session on mastering communication effectively, kemahiran komunikasi modern berkesan. So she's going to come in to conduct a lunch session on how can you become a better communicator. Okay. Also, what we'd like to tell you, for those of you who would like to improve and enhance your leadership and management skills, or if you have any friends or employees whom you'd like, them to improve on their leadership and management skills, we do have a 2-day upcoming program. It's a face-to-face program. So both days are 9 to 5, and it's also HRD corporate claimable. So this is going to be on April 11 and 12. Do scan the QR code or contact Sue for more details about this program. And another freebie for you is that we're also organizing complimentary sessions at your office. So these are face-to-face sessions, but if you want them online, it can be done as well. It's a 60-minute session on called Empowering Your Time. Okay. And we have 5 different topics that you can choose from. One is Doctor Time, curing your self-time and result management gaps. Secondly, if you're interested to know how to develop dynamic employees, this session is for you. The third one is you may opt out for another topic on performance potential insight assessment and profiling. So we'll show you how we go about doing that and why that's important and what are the elements involved. The fourth topic, the fourth option would be paradigm shift in business planning efficacy, and finally, emotional intelligence at the workplace. So this is a free session, 60-minute session that we could conduct for you and your organization. Just pick the topic that you're interested in and get in touch with us, and we will come and conduct it for you free of charge, a 60-minute session. Okay. So with that, thank you so much for joining us here this evening. And we hope to see you at our next upcoming VIP. So we hope that this was useful. Please do type in the chat before you leave any comments that you have for us. Yeah. But if not, have a pleasant night. And for those of you who are driving home or driving out, please drive safely. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Good night, everybody. Thank you very
Everybody,
much.
yes.
Bless you all.
Good night. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye.